It will be here 3 hours. Forgive me.
Okay.
I'll
But yeah,
ramble
looking at
on.
me might be
I'll
helpful.
ramble on forever.
Yeah, look at Lisa.
Well, my name is Glenn Vinicio. Um, we are here in a beautiful little house in a section of San Juan, Puerto Rico called Caparra Heights. I'm going to talk a little bit about the work that I've been doing here also in San Juan, Puerto Rico for the past a little more than 13 years. I am originally from New Jersey and New York City. I moved to Puerto Rico permanently in the summertime of 2006. Very early on in my time here, I saw the animal situation in the street, and it broke my heart, and I felt compelled to do what I can. And I just started out just simply feeding a bunch of cats in my own area because I saw that they're literally, starving in the street, very desperate for food, some of them desperate for affection. And little by little, I expanded what I was doing. I tried to begin bringing as many cats as I could afford to be operated on to spay and neuter them. And I also increased the area where I was working in. I'm basically a one-man show. At this point, I'm taking care of about maybe just a little bit under 300 cats. I have not missed one single night of going to the cats in about 13 years, more or less. My feeding route is all night long. I'm in the street from about 11:30 at night until almost 7 o'clock in the morning. And it's a very long night of a very complicated route that's over a 20 to 20 to 30 block radius. I go to each stop on my route. I feed the cats, and I also provide water in fresh water in water bowls that I either leave in places permanently, or if it's somewhere where I cannot leave a water bowl, I will put a foam bowl on the ground, and later in the night I will go and retrieve the bowl. Honestly, I've spent 13 years being harassed by many people. I have been threatened many times. I have been physically assaulted many times by people that don't like the cats. Obviously, I'm not the reason why the cats are there. An 80-year-old woman told me that since she was a child in that area, there have always been hundreds and hundreds of cats. The cost to do this, besides the sterilizations that I can afford to do as I can, the feeding costs alone are at this point almost $200 a day. I use about 6 large bags of dry food a day and about 100 large size cans of food. Physically, it's a huge burden on me too. I mean, I honestly I haven't had a free night at all in 13 years, and that it is what it is. It's what I've chosen to do, and I the only night I think I missed going to the cats ever was the one single night when Hurricane Maria hit Puerto Rico, and the whole hurricane basically hit in the middle of the night. So there's no way I could have done my route at the normal time. But just before the hurricane hit and just after, I was in the streets. So yeah, that was basically the only night that I missed being in the street all night long. It's very difficult for me. I'm constantly harassed by people. I'm threatened. I've been physically assaulted quite a few times, unfortunately. I remember one time a guy was arguing with me about the cats, and he ran out of his car and punched me, and I had to go to the emergency room to just get checked. It was maybe 12 noon by the time I got out of the emergency room, and I was so worried that I had missed about half of the cats on my route, and I went home and changed my clothes and took a shower, and I went back into the street at 12 noon to finish the last half of the cats that had not eaten. There's a lot of psychological stuff that I have to deal with from doing this as well. It's not an easy thing. People picture, okay, he feeds a bunch of cats. They picture maybe 20 minutes tops. They picture maybe I'm walking around with a big bag of dry food and just going from place to place with, little handfuls here and there. But I mean, it's nothing like that. Just to physically get to all of the cats with all of the supplies, and you can imagine, to give 300 cats water, I have to fill about 62 liter. I use 2 liter bottles. I have to fill about 60 of those every day. It's a strange life, really. It's an unusual life because it's almost a night and day commitment to the cats and to what I'm doing for so many years. I continue because, I just know that the cats are waiting for me every day. They depend on me and what I bring to them. I could certainly use volunteers, but so far I haven't been that lucky to attract so many people that are willing to help on such a huge task every night. But I mean, barring that, the biggest help for me is donations of either cash to purchase the food, and cash to put toward any future appointments for sterilizations.